has more on her mission.
This is the area where Brandy Jabbar's 18-year-old son was shot, and he later died at the hospital of his injuries. Now, she says that this is more than just a story of a personal tragedy for her family, but a call to action for more resources for people struggling with addiction. She says that if her son had the proper support and help, that she thinks that he would still be here today.
But don't let your anger from your kids make you feel like that so that you turn them away, because you don't want to feel this kind of regret when something happens.
Anger that Brandy Jabbar once felt echoes painfully in her words as she talks about her son. Tarek Jabbar turned 18 1 month before he was shot and killed. Brandy says her son battled losing his father at a young age to becoming addicted to drugs at 16.
It was bad. It tore our family apart. I've been dealing with it for a minute.
LMPD says Jabbar was shot on Melody Acres Lane around 6:15 on Friday.
It was a gunshot wound to the head. You could not identify my son. We had been fighting by a toenail. That's how he got identified.
Ring doorbell shows a second man who had been shot speeding away from the scene. He was later found at the Marathon station down the road on Rockford and Kane Run. LMPD says the shootings are related, but right now they're still trying to piece together exactly what happened. And Jabbar's mother is trying to do the same.
It was set up. Someone did that on purpose. I don't know. And I feel like that's the question that I really want to have answered.
As she grapples with the loss, she says more accessible rehab and mental health resources could have given her son a way out.
I don't want other parents to be going through what I went through with Tarek and not be able to find the resources and not have it, because we didn't even start finding any resources until he was arrested. He shouldn't have had to wait until he was arrested.
In Louisville, DeAndrea Turner, WLKY News.
Now, we did reach out to LMPD. They tell us that this is still an ongoing investigation. No arrests have been made, but if you have any information regarding the crime, you are encouraged to reach out to LMPD's anonymous tip line.
EMS service and growth are big issues in the Clark County Commissioner District 1 race. Democrat Katie Morgan is challenging Republican incumbent Connie Sellers. Morgan is a political newcomer who says she supports a county-wide ambulance service. She also says expanding the county landfill will be cheaper than shipping the garbage out. Sellers is the vice president of the commission and a former Jeffersonville City Council member. She says she's still studying the EMS issue, but has concerns about a county-owned ambulance service. Sellers also says she has experience navigating growth and development issues.
I'm the best candidate for this because I am dedicated, I am very knowledgeable, and I research everything. And I'm a compassionate person, so I want to know what the voters think, and I want to be a voice for them where I feel they haven't had a voice for a very long time.
I help with budgets and planning, and I also served on the Board of Planning Commission, and I also serve on the Planning Commission now, so that helped me with that experience.
Election Day is Tuesday.
If you are registered to vote in Indiana but don't have required ID, there's still time to get a driver's license or state ID card. In fact, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles is extending its hours next Monday and Tuesday. BMV branches will be open from 8:30 to 8 Monday and 6 to 6 on Election Day. The presidential election is expected to spur high voter turnout, but you can avoid long lines at the polls on Election Day by voting early. In Kentucky, no excuse early voting or any registered voter starts tomorrow and goes through Saturday. Here in Louisville, there will be 20 polling sites. You can find the locations for every county on the homepage of our website, WLKY.com.
Make sure to check with your neighborhood about the timing of trick-or-treating this year. Some communities are moving activities because of the weather. Floyd County, Trimble County, and the city of Prospect have all decided to move trick-or-treating to Friday. Other places like Crothersville and Madison, Indiana, plan to host trick-or-treating tonight. Leaders say with high winds and rain in the forecast, they'd rather be safe than sorry.
We're talking about 2, 3, 4-year-olds going out trick-or-treating with their family. We're not trying to land soldiers on Omaha Beach. So I figured, if we can give them a good, fun experience and get them home safely, let's just go ahead and make that call.
Jefferson County is leaving the decision up to individual neighborhoods, so be sure to check your neighborhoods, and let's listen to Jay Cardosi's forecast to see what it's going to be like on Thursday.
All right, Vicki, thanks so very much. Yeah, well, it's wonderful out there right now. Nothing but wall-to-wall sunshine, warm conditions. Matter of fact, if by chance you are going to be trick-or-treating this evening, it doesn't get much better. 77 degrees at 7, down into the low 70s by 11 o'clock tonight. But tomorrow late afternoon, early evening, that's a different story as a cold front moves through. Scattered showers in the forecast. It's not going to be a constant heavy downpour, but yeah, we're going to be dodging those showers as we go from 70 at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon into the mid 60s by 8 and 9 o'clock. Coming up in a few minutes, a closer look at our rain chances, much needed rain chances for tomorrow, and also a look ahead at Election Day weather. That's on your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Jay. A local artist's work will soon be installed outside a Kentucky jail. We'll have the inspiring message he's trying to convey with his sculpture.
Right now, this is WLKY News at 6.
A local artist showed off his latest piece of work today, which was commissioned by a detention center in Lexington.
WLKY's Megan Matthews talked with the artist about the message that he's hoping to convey through his work.
Behind me is a 24-foot sculpture that in just a couple of months will be on display at the Lexington Detention Center in hopes to bring hope to those there. On Wednesday morning, thousands of pounds of steel were lifted up in Jeffersonville, creating local artist Dave Caudale's newest sculpture, The Birth of Hope. It was commissioned by the Public Arts Commission in Lexington.
It's a little bit scary because we have to make sure everybody's safe and putting up a structure this large, but it's very satisfying to see all the work that we put into it the last few weeks actually take effect.
Bill Moon, the CEO of MKS Global, helped make the steel beams for the project.
It's a big challenge from our perspective because we're not used to handling this heavy of materials. So it takes a lot of our skilled workers that we have here at MKS Global.
The installation, when completed, is designed to reflect human growth and value of those incarcerated. Picturing a steel nest with a colorful abstract piece that will rise out of the top.
I hope it will just be an inspiration to them from time to time when they see it. They have much more important things to worry about than me and my artwork, but I hope it becomes a positive presence in their life.
Caudill says he hopes to inspire people from all walks of life through his art.
It feels really good. You know, it's one way that an artist can give back to the community, to do something that's going to last for a long time and convey the kind of message that you want.
In Jeffersonville, Megan Matthews, WLKY News.
The Birth of Hope will be deconstructed and shipped to Lexington. It will be on display outside of the detention center in December.
A West Louisville housing community is getting a major makeover. Louisville Metro Housing Authority is planning to redevelop Parkway Place, also known as Park Hill. The agency is looking for a partner with expertise in community planning to pull off the renovation. It's the last barracks-style public housing complex in Louisville. The Housing Authority knows that residents are concerned about the quality of life.
What makes a good, thriving community starts with good physical conditions, safe, decent housing that people can afford. So we want to make sure, that's our job at LMHA, is to make sure we're doing that. We have not done that very well here at Park Hill, and we recognize that.
The deadline is November 19th for proposals from developers and is encouraging minority-owned businesses to place bids.
Congressman Morgan McGarvey was introduced to a class of trailblazers here in Louisville. The lawmaker visited an all-female electrical class, the first of its kind in Kentucky, at Iroquois High School's Build Academy this afternoon. The class was started this year in an effort to get more high school girls interested in the trade, which predominantly employs men. The Build Academy at Iroquois offers several other trade courses, including carpentry, plumbing, and welding.
Now, your WLKY weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Cardosi.
Okay, absolute gorgeous weather today. It's going to continue tonight and tomorrow morning, but some impact weather will be arriving on your Halloween, most notably tomorrow afternoon, early evening, as scattered showers roll across the region. So yeah, no doubt about it. If you're going to be trick-or-treating late tomorrow afternoon into the evening, have the rain gear ready to go. It's a quick hitter, though. It's out of here by midnight tomorrow night. Sunshine, seasonable temperatures return on Friday, i.e. a little bit cooler, back into the 60s. But that cool weather, that's not going to last. Warm temperatures are going to make a return as we slip into the first weekend of November. There's a live look outside right now. The tower cam as we're looking back off to the east from the downtown region up the Ohio River, the various bridges spanning the Ohio. What a great day. 81 and 63 your extremes. Look at the averages, 65 and 45. These are the numbers that will be on top of us for Friday, and that's the cool down because we're going to warm right back up, as I mentioned, as we move through the weekend. Outside right now, 78 degrees, clear skies, humidity comfortable, a south-southeasterly breeze, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour, and it will stay quite breezy tonight and even into tomorrow as this cold front works through. Boy, no rainfall overnight tonight, and right now we're talking middle and upper 70s and just a very slow drop on the way as we roll through the evening. The spectacular still going on at Iroquois Park. If you're maybe planning on doing that or just lounging around the backyard, look at those numbers. Boy, is it going to be comfortable. Clear skies this evening as we go from 77 at 7 down into the low 70s by 10 o'clock tonight. All right, here's the big picture. Quiet skies remain across the two-state region. You can see that arc in the cloud cover. That's high pressure way up in the atmosphere. That's why it's been so beautiful recently. Well, off to the west of us, we have low pressure and a cold front. And this thing is now pulling its way off to the east-southeast. Now, there is jet stream energy. There is instability off to the west of us right now, and there's a chance for severe weather from Iowa down into Oklahoma, where we have severe weather watches in effect and a few warnings. But by the time the system reaches us, the jet stream energy, all the instability is going to be pulling more off to the north and northeast. That's why we are not expecting severe weather. Scattered showers? Absolutely. and much needed rainfall, but I'm not expecting severe weather. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, increasing clouds, it will be dry. Middle of the day, those showers getting a little bit closer. Early afternoon, here they come. Scattered showers developing and spreading in from the west, and we'll hold on to scattered shower chances certainly late in the afternoon on into a few hours tomorrow evening as well. Once the front passes through, that'll be it for the rain, and this will happen by midnight tomorrow night. Dry skies make a return on Friday. Hey, it's still going to be a warm day tomorrow. We're talking low and middle 70s with those gusty south and southwesterly breezes. If you're trick-or-treating tomorrow late afternoon, early evening, yeah, we'll be dodging showers, no question about it, as we go from 70 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon into the mid-60s by mid-evening. As I mentioned, this system is out of here by late tomorrow night. Look at your weekend weather. The warmth returns. We're close to 70 Saturday, well into the 70s on Sunday. Clear skies, very mild on this Wednesday evening. We'll be in the 70s. A detailed 12-hour forecast. There's your impact weather tomorrow afternoon and early evening with scattered showers rolling through. The rain chances end tomorrow night, and then gorgeous weather returns as we push into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That clock goes back 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday night. And looking ahead to Election Day, there's a rain chance, but I think it comes after the polls close Tuesday evening, so much of the day looks warm and dry right now.
Good.
Yeah, nice weather.
Can't complain about